Hi guys, and today we're going to look at creating some vector graphics using Adobe Illustrator. So first of all, you need to make sure you know where Illustrator is. If you go to the Start menu, All Programs, Adobe Creative Suite 5, there is Illustrator. It's about halfway down. Click on that. In a second we're going to get the canvas set up. I'd like you to make sure, first of all, it's in pixels, and second of all, your canvas size is about 400 by 400. That should be good enough. So you just go to File, New. Here we have units. Let's change that to pixels. There you go. I'm going to make it 400 by 400 because we don't need it too big at all. There you go. Okay, you might want to, at this stage, drag your little window to the side, keep dragging, if you keep dragging it all the way until it turns blue, that's when you can snap it into place, so you can work in this space and you can open your window in this space, so your YouTube video that you're going to follow, this video, otherwise. I'm going to make it full screen. So, the first thing we're going to do is scroll down to where it says rectangle tool over here, click and hold, and we're going to grab an ellipse tool. That's probably good enough. Okay, at this stage I'm not too worried about filling it or making the stroke lines a little bit bigger, but we'll come and do that later on. And what I would like to draw your attention to is this little white arrow here. Okay, so you've got the black arrow, which allows us to move, allows us to fill, we can shrink it to size, and the white arrow allows us to grab some of these little points, which are called anchor points. So if I click, you have to first click on the anchor point and you'll get these little lines, and then if I click again and drag, I can start to alter the shape. So it's sort of oval, egg shaped. Down here I'm going to do the same for this one, drag it out to the side. I haven't actually told you what we're creating, but it should become apparent in about 2 minutes. So that's that done. I might, at this stage, just pop that over there back to my black arrow, and we're going to fill it. Let's fill it a nice red colour. Stroke, I'm going to make a bit thicker, because I quite like a heavy outline on it. Okay. And I'm just going to put it down there. This is the body of our graphic that we're creating. Next part I'm going to do is show you how to combine two different shapes together so that they all have one outline. So let's grab our ellipse tool again. Don't worry about the fill colour, it will come out red, but that's okay. I'm going to make 3 of these. Okay. Another way to do it is while this is selected, just press Ctrl C and then Ctrl V. So that's copy and paste. That will come in useful later on, actually, when we want stuff to be the same size. So I'm going to align these so they look sort of feather-like. You'll see what I mean in a sec. So that's going to go like so. This one. Vector graphics is quite interesting because you really don't have to be artistically gifted. I'm definitely not. There we go. So I've got that aligned. I'm happy with that. And I want to group these, so grab a box around it, right click, group, there we go. Now I can do what I want with it, I can move it anywhere and they won't come apart. Okay, you can ungroup by pressing Control ungroup, sorry, right click, ungroup, right. Let's move it to about there. I'm going to rotate a little bit, there we go. Oops. Okay, rotated. Next thing we're going to do is drag a box around everything, so everything's selected. Just come off my canvas a little bit there. There we go. Everything's selected. Go up to the window menu. So all of your toolbars are here. Some of them are on screen, but if they were all to be on screen at the same time, you wouldn't have any workspace. There's just too many things that you can do. So we're going to find the Pathfinder tool. Pathfinder. Okay, on your screen it might open up on the opposite window, so just make sure you grab it on your screen, bring it back. Can't run away from me. Shape modes, we're going to say transform, unite, click. There you go. So next thing we're going to do is some eyes for our tool. Can you see what it is yet? Nice tip for you, if you hold down shift when you're dragging a circle, it keeps it to scale. so you don't get that sort of oval, you know, that sort of woo shape. It just keeps it nice and circular. Okay, so I'm going to Control C, Control V, copy and paste, and I'm going to start to place these onto my character. There we go. I want this one to be a little bit, this one to be bigger than that one. Okay, I'm happy with that. If I press if I press Shift, I can select both at the same time, and I'm going to fill them so that they're white. Okay, there we go. I'm then going to grab another ellipse tool, make another little circle. See, so this is going to be the pupils. Control C, Control V, copy paste, drag it back over up here. I'm going to select them both by holding down Shift and fill. Look. Okay, and then we can just drag that into shape. This one obviously will have to be a little bit smaller. So, to go in that one. Okay, if you haven't guessed already, we are making an angry bird. So I'm going to make their eyes look slightly angry. I'm not too happy with the round circle in the eyes, so again I'm going to grab this white arrow tool, really cool tool, click on the path at the top or the anchor at the top and just squash it down a little bit. And I think that gives it a sort of angrier appearance, I think, so anyway, maybe not. There we go, so we've got our angry bird. Next thing we're going to do is, let's do some eyebrows. So click and hold rectangle tool. Let's just drag out a rectangle. Okay, we want to fill it black, obviously. I'm not going to copy and paste yet because I want to sort of edit this a little bit. I'm going to use the white selection tool, and I'm going to click on the anchor point here. And instead of clicking and dragging, I'm just pressing the arrow down key on my keyboard, and I'm going to do the same here. So I'm giving it that sort of slanted. Yes, they've got monobrows, don't they? So yeah. Oh, I need to rotate it that way. There we go. So I've got one eyebrow, which is horrifically big. Well, I'll sort it in a minute. One eyebrow. I'm going to copy and paste that, Control C, Control V, and I'm going to go to Transform while it's still selected, Object, Transform, and we're going to reflect it. I want to reflect it vertically 90 degrees, so that's okay. There we go. And I've got that side in there. I'm going to just rotate this slightly. They've got beautiful monobrows. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, we're getting there. Not ideal, but yeah, we're getting there. Next thing I want to do is do some shading. So I want some shading around the eyes, and I want a sort of belly shading here. So I'm going to do, let's do the belly. So again, grab the ellipse tool. Let's do it about there. Okay, we don't want it to be black. And if you go over to your colour palette, which is over here, click on that. I can then select a colour which I want. By going to the colour tab, I'm going to say I want some reds. Go to colour grade, and you get lots of different shades and tints, which is nice. It saves you having to go and find all the colours yourself. I'm fairly happy with that. I don't like the stroke, so I'm going to turn the stroke off completely, just all the way down to 0. There. Okay. Right, I don't like how this comes off the edge, so I'm simply going to use my eraser tool and a steady hand. I say now, but this probably won't work. To just trim off that bit. So anything below there, it should smooth it. There you go, it smoothed it for me, so that's quite nice. Oops. Oh dear, what's happening? Oh no. Okay. It's not great, is it? That'll do. You can do yours a lot better than that. I also want to use the ellipse tool to grab a circle, and I'm going to put it behind the eyeballs here. I'm going to put it behind, and I'm going to make it a darker sort of red colour. So if I go to my reds, is that darker or is that the same colour? No, that's darker. I'm going to go with that. Okay. I'm then going to go to Object, with that circle selected, transform, arrange, and we want to send backwards. Now, send backwards you'll have to do it about 5 or 6 times, which is a bit of a pain. So if you just press Control and the square bracket on your keyboard, it's a lot quicker. So I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to select it, Control, and I'm just pressing the bracket key until it eventually decides that it wants to go behind the eye. So that's behind. I've given him a bit of a black eye, but that's okay. Let's deal with it. Control C, Control V to copy and paste, and I'm just going to do some little circles here, just to add a little bit of texture. Control Z, Control V. Okay, so I'm going to just do some little spots. I don't know if they've got spots, but let's say that they've got spots. I'm doing this from memory, so yeah, give me a break. Let's go on to the rectangle tool again. Now we're going to do some feathers. So I'm going to say Control Z, Control C, Control. No, I'm not going to do that. What have I done? I've deleted it. Okay, that's better. Control C, Control V, and let's do that again. So I've got 3. I'm then going to move these into place, so they're going to be round behind. I'll send them to the back in a second. So really you don't need to spend ages making this perfect, because they're just going to go to the back anyway. Oops, that's the wrong one I've moved. That one can go there. Might be an idea to actually group these before you move them into position. That's something which I could have done actually, but I can hold down Shift now anyway and do that now. So there we go, group, and then I'm going to make them black. There we go, and I'm going to object, arrange, send to back. So they're behind there. So you can see our Angry Bird is sort of taking shape now. At this stage, if you want, you can sort of edit these. You could do your little path finders just to sort of give your tail a little bit more. Fan that out a little bit. I might want to bring this one in a little bit. I don't know what looks good. You can play a bit with it. This bit here, I'm really not happy with. So I would be looking to redo that really. At the end, because I'm not entirely happy. Okay, not to worry about it just now anyway. If you want a gradient on this, quite a cool thing to do is to select it with your black tool, always with the black tool. Over here you've got a little tool called gradient, halfway down. Oh, let's move this out of the way. Okay, the first thing you need to do is actually select the gradient and then double click on the colours that you want. So that's the little black box there. I want sort of peachy, pinky sort of colours. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh no, not purple. Right, there we go. So I can change my gradient, I can change the angle of it so that it's actually like that. Okay, not entirely happy because I don't like this black line. I might try and fix that just now. Bear with me. If this doesn't work, I'm going to undo. Click and hold. Stroke we want to be black. This is going to end terribly. Yep, it's going to end terribly. Let's not do that. Okay, beak. Let's do the beak. I'm going to use the pen tool for the beak. That's that one there. I'm going to select a nice orange colour. Stroke is 1. This is going to end disastrously. I'm just going to draw on. He looks like he's got a big smile. That's shocking. That's really bad. I'm going to leave you to do the beak yourself. You can also use the pen tool and do it by hand. So just draw a beak. I don't know if it's triangular or what. No,